Hello and welcome to the Smith Hire Preview Show. I'm Jed Mills and here's what's coming up on today's episode. We'll look back on last weekend's game at AFC Bournemouth as the Seasiders fought back from 2-0 down to claim a point at the Vitality Stadium. James Husband reflects on his first goal for the club, which started the side's comeback. Neil Critchley looks ahead to this weekend's match at Millwall, plus Callum Connolly talks us through his first few months at Bloomfield Road. Well, joining me today in the studio to cover all of that and more is former Blackpool defender Colin Greenall. Well, Colin, first of all, let's touch on Bournemouth. And I don't know about you, but when that first goal went in quite early on for Bournemouth, the second went in, we were a little concerned for the rest of the 90 minutes. It
was over. You think the game's over. In a normal game it is, but we just know the spirit Blackpool have got and what they've done all through last season and the one before. And I think people have forgot the turning point. People think the turning point is getting that one goal back in James Husband, but for me the turning point was the James Husband challenge at the start of the second half. They would have gone 3 down and then it would have been game over.
Yeah, and like I say, just Bournemouth's quality as well. They're going to be there or thereabouts. There's no doubt about it. They're a Premier League outfit, you know, real good new manager at the helm as well. But how much confidence will that comeback just give Blackpool now, that sort of belief in the squad? Absolutely.
Listen, there's only one thing that gets players going, that gets confidence into players and staff, and it's results. So that result coming back from 2-0 is like a win. I mean, to go to Bournemouth and be 2 down is a great result for them. Again, not the best start to the season. And again, they'd have taken a point before they played at Bournemouth. But 2 down, yeah, fantastic result.
That feel like a win?
I think it does feel like it, especially when you've got a 5 or 6 hour trip back as well. You know, and you get 2 goals in the second half to get back in it. Yeah, that is like a win for them.
Like I say, James Husband scoring the first goal to sort of get that comeback going, but Jerry Yates on the score sheet. I know it's a penalty, but it was a well taken penalty as well. Kind of similar to what happened last season. It was a slow start for Jerry Yates, and then obviously we rest his history. We know what happened then. Are we hoping that this now is the bit of a catalyst for him to start moving forward?
Yeah, definitely we are, but it is totally different for all the players, and Jerry will be no different. They've gone up a league into the Championship. His chances are going to be fewer, there's no doubt about it. He's just got to make sure and be focused, and I'm sure he will be, that the chances he does get, he's got to take. I've not seen him have that many clear-cut chances yet. Again, it's not always down to the striker, it's the whole team. So to get the goal, whether it's a penalty or not, whether it's him on the backside and goes in, doesn't matter. That'll get confidence for players.
Is that the case as well, because of the hype that Jerry got from last year, and rightly so, that when Championship teams are looking at this squad, especially in the early days, Jerry Yates will be like, right, this is the main guy up front, this is our main attacking threat that we need to quash to win these games. And that's why he's not really got the chances, because there might have been 2 men on him, or the focus has been on him more.
I don't think it's as much that, Jed. I think it's just in general, the teams they're playing against. For example, like the Coventry game at home. I mean, they were a fantastic team. I didn't expect Coventry to play like that. So what you're finding is in midfield, you don't get as much of the ball, which then you don't get as much of the ball up to the strikers. And I know he's been playing on his own quite a bit up there as Jerry, and he's just found it difficult to get the opportunities. But what he does do, he digs in. He will always carry on. He'll dig in the game. He's not one of these centre forwards that if he doesn't score does nothing else. He's the catalyst for closing down from the front, and he will create his own opportunities.
And as you say, looking at now the Carabao Cup, out of the Carabao Cup against Sunderland, but again a good performance. The third goal for Sunderland, we could talk about that all day long. But let's go on the goals for Blackpool. Again, when we talk about Jerry Yates, we talk about Lavery and John Jules as well, who assisted 2 goals. There's plenty of options up front.
Absolutely, and you're talking there about Shane Lavery, who has really, Josh Bowler really impressed me. I've seen him at Bristol, seen him here at Coventry. They have really impressed me. I was pleased with Shane's goal. I mean, it wasn't a classic goal. Good play on the left-hand side, a good cross in. He's not need to do a lot of movement, but he's a finisher. That's what he is, and that's what I think he's probably better at instant finishes than probably if he has a bit more time, and that's what hopefully will come. And the more opportunities he gets, which he does create a lot for himself and creates opportunities, the more of them he'll get. If he can put a couple away, then his confidence will grow, and he just needs that a bit of luck, I think.
Pick for the Northern Ireland squad as well, that must be a big boost.
Yeah, a boost for him and a boost for the club. I mean, Neil Critchley must be really pleased about that. He's brought him in. It is a bit of a gamble, but all of a sudden he's not been played in League One, and all of a sudden he's in a Championship team. From being sub at Bristol, came on for 10 minutes, showed some great qualities, and he changed the game, there's no doubt for me. And again, for him to start the last few games, yeah, he shows a lot in him.
One player that I know you like, I've watched a few times as well, and he's one of those players that really excites the crowd, is Josh Bowler. Yeah. Good to get him on the score sheet as well, because of the things he can produce, the way he can go past the player, his speed. He has impressed a lot this season. He
has impressed, and what I like about him is that they don't. Well, what I like about Neil Critchley, he doesn't just play on the left-hand side, although he's left-footed. That's his main role. He's stronger on that side. He plays on the right-hand side. And I really think it gives fullbacks problems, because you can either try and go down the outside and cross with your right foot, or what he's good at doing is coming inside. It's very hard to mark if you come inside, and he can play balls into strikers. And again, his goal the other night, again, a return pass, got the ball, got cut inside, and a great strike on goal. He looks really promising, and there's a lot of good promising things for Blackpool at the minute.
Could he be a potential signing of the season? Just that final third, get a few more goals, and the way, like I say, he creates chances already. By the end of the season, he keeps working and keeps getting better, keeps improving. Could he potentially be the signing of the season?
There's no doubt why he couldn't be. I just think they still need to build. We've got a few days left, hopefully, for the club to go and build on what they've got, because they've got a great foundation. I wouldn't like it to be a long season for the new players coming in, because then you're relying on players that haven't played in the Championship before, and it's very hard to do that. And it's not really fair on the player to do that. But could he be? Absolutely, Jed.
Thanks for tuning in to a snippet of this week's Smiths Hire preview show. If you want to watch the full episode and more exclusive behind the scenes content, purchase the Tangerine TV Match Pass for just $1.99 a month. Head over to the Blackpool website for full details.